Let me clear my throat. Peace to the family. Peace, love, and light. Peace, peace. What's good? Peace, peace, y'all. Ain't gonna be long. Peace, Lordy. What's good, Lordy? Peace, peace to the family. Peace, y'all. Yes, indeed. Oh, the hype, yeah. I got a little something, you know. I be having a rap for the Scorpios. You got more juice? Yeah, I be having a rap, you know, the little Scorpio thing. And shout out for the indigenous, aboriginal, native story coming to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Is kicking down all doors. You know, shout out to all of the attachments, indigenous, aboriginal people of this planet. And I want to be the first one to say that us uncovering layers and digging up shallow graves, peace, my brother Adam, right? Doing all of these things to get closer to knowledge and a gnosis of yourself and be the vehicle or the vessel to speak for our ancestors who are buried in shallow graves. You know, that should be of no, like if you identify yourself as coming from the continent, if you identify yourself as being foundational Black American, if you identify yourself as being Aboriginal, if you identify yourself as being indigenous, any and all of these things should not, like one shouldn't cancel the other out. Like if you are on a journey to know your indigenous roots, whether they stem from the continent, right? It should be no blight to someone over in America attempting to find out the indigenous hidden history of the Americas. My thing is like, whether you came here on a boat or whether you was always here, I mean, originally you came from somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Nobody says, yo, 510 million years ago, my people originated from the swamps of Louisiana. That's never been the narrative. You know, if anything, the narrative has been about Pangea, or it's about people who have sailed here and came to these particular lands, and then there are people who have indigenous roots on the eastern coast, and then there's people who have indigenous roots on the western coast. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people are bumping heads. You feel me? And it shouldn't be one over the other. It can be a quantum conversation. Yeah, you trace your Aboriginal and indigenous roots to the Americas, but if you go back a little bit further, you know what I'm saying, you could say, oh, my people came here exploratory wise on a boat from across the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Either which way, whether you was born here, whether you come from here indigenously, or whether you was captured and brought here, the one thing that both of y'all have in common is the Church of Rome. And the Church of Rome has upended your existence and put both of you in a predicament where both of you got hit over the head and they took something of yours. And y'all are just focusing on all this infighting. Could we drive towards my mama? And we go to the storage? You want to relax for a little while? Yeah, and that's what doesn't come up is all of the distraction, right? You want to be indigenous to the America. You want to be indigenous to Africa. You know what I'm saying? But nobody say, who's the person that hit both of us over the head and took our shit? You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to ignore that. You feel me? Y'all want to ignore that, and that ain't what I'm into ignoring. I want to be fully conscious of who the op is. You feel me? So we know where to aim our focus for redress. If there's somebody that took something from you that you feel that you need to take back, you need to focus on who took it from you. That's what I would think if you was focusing on taking it back. If not, just take the shit back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just sitting there waiting for you to assert yourself and take it back. If it's that simple. If it goes a little bit deeper than that, then I think that it qualifies us having a fuller conversation about where did this happen, how did this happen, who done it, you know what I'm saying, and what's the evidence of it, you know. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Shout out to Pope Pablo. You know, that's how we assert ourselves, you know, and force the narrative to be had on a national scale. Matter of fact, not even national, international. You feel me? It's an international conversation that we should be qualified to have, because the doctrine of discovery was the first international, right, piece, and that international piece of law that is known as the Intra Cartera of 1493 is the reason why the world was split into two hemispheres, and Spain was allowed to take one hemisphere in the name of the church, or in the name of Ferdinand and Isabella, and the Portuguese were allowed to take the other half. And we are still here to this day, and that particular document has not been rescinded. The church has not apologized, and they have upended the entire motherfucking earth in the name of the Prince of Peace, and they did it all in blood.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay? That's what's up.
Yeah. Yo,
What we doing?
are you on the way to Rick Ross Ranch?
Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to Rick Ross Ranch. What's up? He about to purchase some cows. Doing business with the boss. What's good?
I had something for the hoofs of one of his cows. I was gonna give it to you before you go see him. Tell the boss I said what up.
What?
Tell the boss I said what up.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And hold on to that hat though. Yeah, that shit don't got the chin strap. You don't got the chin strap.
Not on this one.
Not on that one.
Yeah, my shit is formulated and fitted. It ain't going nowhere. It's part of me. Yeah.
Part of the fit, huh?
It's part of the fit. It knows better.
I feel
My
you.
grip is obedient. Yeah.
I feel you.
But you know, we the Cowboys and the Indians. That's the point of this. Like, again, people get so enraptured in the drip, and I'm like, the drip tells a story.
Yo, that's crazy, Blue. They had us fighting against each other. We the Cowboys and the Indians. That's crazy.
But not only that, in the Civil War too. Right?
Right.
The Civil War too. And the Revolutionary War as well. They've always had us fighting their wars against one another. And then they come and they whitewash whoever the victors are and claim the victory.
Right.
That's always been the truth of the matter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we could fast forward and see it all the way up into the wars of today, when melanated men, look, I'm gonna show you the crazy part of this shit, right? I'm gonna show you the crazy part of this shit, and I'm not putting out too much information ahead of its time because it's gonna be in a documentary. But they would have Congo Square as the birthplace of jazz, right?
Right.
And Congo Square is a direct outgrowth. Well, I can't say it's a direct outgrowth of the French occupation, because Congo Square existed prior to that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
there's definitely elements of it that goes to the fact that, you know, who are the Europeans, upon which of the Europeans were Moors known to do entertainment with, right? Can you
Right.
explain the history of what's called the troubadours? But before you do that, let me qualify the statement. Before you get into the troubadours, let's speak to the fact that French, the freakish French, would make such an environment as Congo Square possible for us to explore our artistic roots and find our redemption through music, right? Through
Right.
the native drum that unifies the native sons anywhere in all four corners of the planet, right? It's the drum,
That part.
right? So melanated people, indigenous autochthonous people who are now um, congregating with other melanated people from different regions of the planet based on their captivity, right, and their coagulation,
Right.
they found their commonality in the rhythm of the drum and these particular tunes, right? And then they would find jazz in the French Quarter and other parts of Louisiana or New Orleans for that matter, only for a few years later for them to be sent to war in World War One, and for them to bring those instruments to France to be
Right.
recognized as the gods that they are,
Right.
right? And then for these melanated men to be able to see themselves for the first time, again, going abroad to fight someone else's war as their representatives. Because when you got that wardrobe on, right? It don't matter who's in the uniform, nigga. They see the colors in the uniform and the flag, and they like, that's the ops. So these men who less than one generation ago allegedly were freed up, right, and had the ability to taste the spoils of freedom for the very first time, they get assigned to go and fight this war, which we already know. Again, these our people fought their wars in the Civil War. Our people fought their wars in the Revolutionary War. Our people fought their wars in Spanish 1812. All of it was
All the wars
us.
that we was involved in, all of them.
We was involved in all of them wars, right? And it's
Right.
time that the truth be told, and you shame the devil because this thing is being held together by false perceptions,
By false narratives.
by false narratives that are super weak, right? You just
Right.
start punching holes in them and they fall to pieces. Them shits blow apart like dandelions. So
Right.
these men who were denied their humanity, right, based on faulty evidence that the European already knew was not true, right?
Right.
You already knew scientifically the things that he was saying was not true. He was running game like he always does, so you could trick yourself out of your own bag, like he's doing to this day. How niggas is tricking themselves out of the streets and everything.
Right.
It's the same shit. So he would deny these men their humanity and treat them like something was less than, right? Only to send them to war as his representative and them to go get off the boat playing jazz, step into France. The French is like, how are you making those magical noises out of your mouth with those instruments? And they like, Cat Daddy, this is what we do. Like, we just freestyle. And then the European
Right.
becomes so enamored with our innate abilities to do shit on the fly that they tell them the secret that, oh no, you the living gods, right? And then those men no longer want to come back to Congo Square or to Louisiana or to New Orleans or to Mississippi or to other parts of this country to experience the denuding of their natural nature under the auspices of a European who got a God complex and he's dealing with a Napoleon complex, you feel me? Because he's genetically inferior.
Right.
And to me, that's poetry within itself.
I mean, that that's, that's you know,
What you said?
that's the hero's journey in a nutshell.
Yeah. And,
Because as the Moors, when we were in France, right, and when we were in Europe during the Age of Enlightenment, right, we were the troubadours,
troubadours.
right? So as the troubadours, we were already the entertainers to the king and the queens and royalty and whatnot. You know what I mean? But we wasn't playing brass instruments. You feel
No.
me? we had the
Playing
guitar,
strings,
we had the strings and the harps,
percussions, right?
the percussions, right? A few hundred years later, when we come back to Europe, right, as quote unquote black, Negro, and colored, right, stripped of our identity, you feel me? Now we coming back to Europe, like you said, fighting a war that had nothing to do with us. Remember, World War I was against the Ottoman Empire, right?
Right. But you gotta explain to them that
Well,
dynamic.
yeah,
Who were the Ottoman empires?
well, the Ottoman Empire is the Turks, right? The Ottoman Empire is when our people were basically chased out of Spain in the Iberian Peninsula. We became vassals, and vassals is basically we became the underlings and whatnot of the Turkish Empire, which was the Ottoman Empire, which is modern day Constantinople and all of that. The people who basically took over, who took over Constantinople and whatnot.
The Byzantine Empire.
The business, right,
Hold on, Esquibo.
right. That's
Yeah,
about the,
keep talking. Hold on.
in American literature. Whenever you hear the word the Turks are coming, the Turks are coming. That was a rallying cry. That meant that the quote unquote pirates were coming. And when they said the Turks were coming, they were not just talking about melanated men. They were also talking about the Ottomans. They were talking about the quote
Good, my
unquote,
brothers.
huh?
All right.
They were talking
I
about
just seen her.
They were talking about the Ottomans. They were talking about the Moors. But at that point, the Moors were displaced. So the Moors were not in their proper persona. They were not necessarily in power. They were more like the army for the Turks or the Ottomans and whatnot.
It was
They
a
were
hit. Right.
vassals. They were the vassals. They didn't have, so they became the pirates. And they
So, all right, let me explain to them what vassals are. So this would be gang without the block. Like if the old block was on the ocean and they was holding on to the name old block, but they didn't have a physical, the fans did a sweep and shut the whole shit down. So now they live on the ocean. They still hitters and they
no, I
still
mean,
got
no, vassals is what we are right now.
yeah.
Going back to your argument about FBA, or if we come from the continent and we was on chains and ships and whatnot, we are all vassals of the state. We pay in taxes when we not supposed to, right? We can't afford to live in this bitch. We fight in their armies. We fight on. We are policemen. We're basically vassals of the European colonists, right? Meaning that we didn't grab our nuts strong enough. We're not running this shit. You know what I'm talking about? So we're vassals. It's either you're sovereign or you're not. It's either you running this, you got control of the resources, or you don't. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers could try to dress it up all they want. No, you're a vassal of the state. You under the motherfucking wing of the eagle, my niggas. I don't give a fuck if you're a Republican, a Democrat, independent. I don't care if you belong to whatever organization y'all running around trying to act like y'all doing something. If you pay taxes and you are law abiding and you are agreeing to the Constitution and all of this other fly shit, you're a vassal to the state. Okay? So you have a landlord, right? You don't own your land. There's somebody lording over your land, right? You paying them rent, you paying them mortgages, you paying them taxes. So when the Ottoman Empire, right? Because remember, the Ottoman Empire always had drama with the Greek Orthodox Church, and they definitely had drama with the Holy Roman Empire, the Holy See, Rome and whatnot.
Hey.
They would not forgive them for what they did during the Crusades and the fact that they took the Jerusalem. So when we came back in World War I and they went to war against the Ottoman Empire, that was the last vestige of that quote unquote old world, right? That's why it's a world war. That was the last vestige of the old world. So imagine Moors getting off of ships wearing American flags and whatnot, playing the motherfucking instruments, the French automatically was like, oh, shit, that's the niggas, that's the Moors returning, you know what I mean? But they're underneath a new name, a new persona, a new identity,
New
but
flag.
still showing the same traits of their ancestors as the troubadours, right? The masters of ceremony, right? The entertainers, right? The ones who bring song and dance, and they come in to kick ass. What was that? What was that? The Hell Fighters?
Yeah, the Harlem Hellfighters. Yeah.
The Harlem Hell Fighters,
Yeah.
right?
Harlem Hellfighters. Yes. Look, the 69 Harlem Hellfighters, I believe.
That was the number of
No,
the
369. It was 369. Yeah.
like the Tesla numbers,
Yeah.
369, like the
369 Harlem Hellfighters are the melanated men who went to France in World War One and were accepted as gods because the French seen them working them instruments, and they was like, "What is that magic that you're doing with those horns?" And they was like, "Oh, this is jazz." And then they opened up the country for a continuous cultural exchange where melanated men and women were able to go to France to get recognized as the gods, right? Ironically, coming from a place, because we would have to really delve into even what French slavery was in Louisiana, like, or French slavery across the diaspora. We know what we hear about Haiti, right? Think about the French when they encounter even Africans. Think about the Senegalese, right? Think about, you know,
the Moroccans,
the Moroccans,
North
right?
Africa,
So I explain on numerous occasions when I speak about the French, right? Because there's different levels of colonizers and different mentalities. The French are freakish. They want to genetically mesh with you, right? So
right?
the
They
French are the
want to
sex.
coagulate. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
coagulate your
they
blood. The
want to
French are about
coagulate the
blood.
blood,
The Germans about your mind. You know what I'm saying?
right?
The British, they weird. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You know, that's about bloodline too, but they want to co-opt your bloodline. They want to personify you. They want to be in position that you're in. That's what the British want to shadow your existence. The French want to coagulate and become. They want to create octoroons and creoles and shit like that with you.
right,
You know what I'm saying? They want to inseminate you with their culture, right? With their tongue and their culture. That's what the French is into.
right,
So you will find people who have come up out of the French rule that would never give back their tongue.
right.
But I mean, that's the truth in a lot. Like, can you imagine a Dominican not speaking Spanish?
I mean, I could somewhat imagine if they went back to their native tongue, Taino Arawak.
Can you, knowing that? Shout out to Dr. B. He was speaking about linguistics, right? Dialect that is indicative to people's environment in their region.
Right.
As spicy as they are, can you see them speaking Arawak and not Spanish though? You
No.
can't you can't unsee what you've seen,
So
right?
what about the Portuguese?
The Portuguese watch this movie City of Gods, right?
Right.
Yeah, they want to run up in your Duke shoot.
Right. They about domination and whatnot,
Yeah,
and they're very brutal. They were
yeah,
very
sexual domination. Feel me?
yeah. They're about breaking people. You know what I mean? They went over there and they broke them people, both genders. You
Yeah,
know, the Belgians. You see the work that they put in the Congo. They're ruthless. You
they're
know.
ruthless. Yeah, they're not so much miscegenation into miscegenation
Yeah,
as
they
they
big
to
on
do.
nation. They just came
Yeah,
to
they
them.
want to destroy the body. It's a difference.
Right.
French don't want to destroy the body as much as they want to make love to your body. They're fascinated with your God body. These are the Gauls,
The
right?
goal. Right.
We're talking about their ancient tribal personification when you used to do battle with them, you know what I'm saying, on the battlefield of ancient lord times. Who were the Gauls? How did they give it up? You know,
Right.
these are the people that made poetry out of warfare and shit like that.
Right.
These are not the Visigoths. These are not the Vandals
Right.
necessarily.
The French are the lovers and they're the
Poets, musicians, yeah,
arts. You know
the
what I mean?
arts,
All of that shit.
the libertarians, right?
Yeah, the
The
moist. They
small hats before the small hats, yeah.
right. Right.
Yeah.
No.
We got tomatoes.
Yeah, the garden is popping.
Garden is
Um,
popping. This is nature at our finest. Keep talking. I just want to show you just how abundant nature is and the fact that nature gives, you know. And when people talk about the land, you know, I hear a lot of people saying the land, the land. Well, what's the land hitting for? This is the land, right? This is what the land is hitting for. The land is hitting for sustenance. This is what the land is hitting for. This is
right.
like, we talking about they took your shit. It's not just as simple as you spinning on a block like this is old block, nigga, and you want to catch bodies for, you know, blocks that your mama pay rent on. No, it's saying this fertile soil, it yields, right? It gives sustenance. You
Right.
can live off of this food, clothing, and shelter. You can provide for yourself and your family and your babies. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can
Right.
middle finger this government to be like, there's nothing that I need from you because I'm self-sustained. This is sustainability. You know what I'm saying?
So imagine 400 acres of that.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not even a quarter acre. This
That's
is
not
the front
what
yard of a house, my nigga.
right. So we about turning front lawns into gardens all around Atlanta. You know, these people manicure their lawns. It's almost like always having a haircut and a Caesar and whatnot, and you're not letting your hair grow. They looking at us crazy because we got the audacity to grow fruits and vegetables on a front lawn instead of cutting that shit down. And
Right. Look at the neighbors. Now this is a beautiful yard, mind you.
yes, it's manicured.
Yeah, it's just the manicured nature, the domestication of this grass is next to none. I mean, this shit is like the yaki of grass. Like,
Yeah, that's some expensive grass.
yeah, this shit is like the yaki of grass, you know,
That's like
with
Hawaiian.
even keeled, manicured. You know, there's a lot of attention that gets paid to the lawn. God damn it. And by contrast, I guess here's one that's not, you know, this shit is kind of nappy. You know, it's
Right,
wild, not domesticated, ain't got to shape up. You feel
right. So in a day and time like this, where they're putting out a lot of fear about food shortages, and you don't know what the next 6 months might look like because inflation is at 9%. You would fare better to start, cultivating your lawn
yeah.
to produce and to yield. You paying all them taxes and all of that mortgage and rent, and you don't. That shit ain't giving back. You really a vassal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about? You
it
really.
ain't giving. It ain't giving.
It ain't giving.
It ain't giving nothing. You can have all of this food, like the cucumbers and all of that stuff already came up. The lettuce came up over here. That's already done. I think this is spinach right here. Feel me? She got the mints and all of that right there. The strawberries already came up. These are okra trees over here somewhere. Well, these right here, elderberries.
Yeah,
You know
elder.
what I'm saying? You get your natural elderberries. Feel me? All of this is just in the front yard.
Right. That's that black gold too. The fertilizer.
That compost fertilizer we've been utilizing. You know, it just won't fail. This is amaranth. This is like a whole grain of the amaranth, and these are the okra trees that are coming up. Well,
Yeah.
here goes some peppers.
Big stepper pepper.
Yeah, this big stepper peppers. I think that's the okra tree coming up. You know what I mean? Like shit
Right.
moving is moving and grooving. Look at this okra. Look at that.
Ooh, that's some nice crunchy.
Look at that big boy. You feel me? You smell me? Now this joint gonna blow up. This tree gonna get
Like
fat. Oh,
shout out to the black airbender.
shout out to the black hand bender. You know,
Gaylord.
imagine if we put some of that scalar
technology on this land as well, and then amplify it a whole nother. So it's like 4 or 5 different ways that we can amplify food to give you the most. So your gene disposition could be consistent with the upgrade and the changes that are taking place cosmically right now. You know what I'm saying? You eat from your own hand, you eat from your own land. You be ever more confident to give this jokester a middle finger to be like, there's nothing you can do for me, bro. But get out my face before I wow you up.
Word.
Because you in my space. Feel me?
And to be honest with
Like,
you,
yeah.
that's one of the things that when the Moors went into Europe, and even when the Moors came over into the Americas, right? You can't have culture without agriculture, right? People talk about what the Europeans' culture is. No, they stripped you of your culture, and you don't even know that your culture is agriculture, first and foremost. Like, you was doing shit like this with your eyes closed. You understand? You were cultivating the land. We were known for our the ability to do shit like this. You know, this is
Yeah.
abundance that we speak of.
So this the compost pile right here. That's one right over there that's still cooking. You know what I'm saying? This is the black gold. All organic matter. You feel me? And this is what it was called. This is why the correlation was made to husbandry. You feel me? This is the shit that men did as civilizer of people who are not able to. If you can't feed yourself, nigga, you are uncivilized.
Whew.
When you go to somebody else, dependent and contingent upon eating, that person got you in their pocket, right? This is what was understood, nigga. You cannot be considered a husband unless you could engage in husbandry. You
Right.
feel?
So shout out to Rick Ross. You know, I don't mean to get off a topic and whatnot, but that conversation was coming up where they were trying to clown him for buying cows and whatnot in Atlanta. And he must know something that other people don't know, because at the end of the day, that's really what this shit is about right now. Like, I'm not down south just to be down south. There's hundreds of acres of land available. Like, it's time to start growing our food in abundance, so we could remove ourselves from the fear campaign and be Ray Charles and super deaf to any of that shit that they talking about, and be like, I don't know what you talking about. I got enough to pass around. I got a whole truck full of fucking watermelons. I'm finna, you know, I'm gonna take care of my people. I'm gonna take care of my tribe. I'm gonna take care of my network. This ain't for everybody, because the other people ain't taking care of you, and you should not ever in your life want them to take care of you. Because if that's what it is, then you just sinking deeper into the sunken place. You are proven to be a beggar nation, aka a vassal state, and there's no wins in that equation. We gotta remove ourselves, and it's not. It ain't like we don't have to pull teeth. We don't gotta act like we angry. Nothing. Nobody has to get hurt in the process. This is a mental decision of a collective to say, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy I'm gonna start out with 40 acres. Then I'm gonna do. Look at what they're doing with the Hereafter Farms. Look at what they're doing with the Summer Lakes Village. They are showing you in real time that there's real time examples of how to get this shit straight, quietly, without making too much noise and bringing on too much unwarranted attention.
Yeah, shout out to the homie Talik. Shout out to Pop. I see Pop in the building. I remember when I went to Houston and I met with Talik, maybe 2015 and 2016. He had brought me to one of his homies who he had he was growing kale in the back of Shrine of Black Madonna. When he showed me his techniques and all of that, and he showed me the scalability of how to scale up food, that day changed my life. You know what I'm saying? That day changed my life when I saw the abundance factor, you know what I'm saying, of what food was given, and the way that you could tweak it to make it do things for you to give you that much more of abundance. And then you could be fruitful with it and just give it out.
Right.
Like, yeah, I've repeatedly said this. I'm on my Pope Pablo shit. I'm on a lot of other things. I claim all victories. Everything that I'm seeing that's taking place is attached to the shit that I'm saying is gonna happen. I claim all that. But there was no greater power that I've ever had on this planet. I've never felt more, in my spiritual bag than when I fed people, right? For free, especially the ones on Skid Row. You know, when that demonstration of real time, feeding people, giving food out, the abundance of food spreading abundance, and seeing how that had an effect on people in terms of the gratitude factor.
Right.
And it was good food. So my conscience was totally clear.
Right.
Ain't no feeling like that in the world, bro. Ain't no feeling like that in the world. That was so self like sustaining, you know what I'm saying? Like my spirit was just taking a whole nother baptismal bath. Like, damn, like that was it.
That's the real community service, feeding the people. Like that's the church right there. That's really what it's about. And like you said, especially when you're not feeding them starch and processed foods and shit. You know what I mean? Canned foods. You giving them fresh fruits and vegetables. Like we gotta start somewhere. People are talking about the tax exemption aspects of having livestock on your property and whatnot. You know what I mean? That's why when you're in the South, you tend to see cows, sheep, horses on the land. You know, shit like that. Cause I'll raise some livestock. I'm not finna be killing them for no motherfucking meat. They could live on the land. They could graze. They could just fart. They could do what they want to do. I don't drink milk, so I'm not gonna be milking no cow. I don't need the dairy. I'm not finna be making that shit into no pork chops or lamb chops or steaks. Your audio is out.
Yeah, I know I'm speaking to my lady.
Oh, okay. What's up to
But
your?
Hey, Red.
What's happening?
Hey.
Chilling. You got your cowgirl hat on too?
No, not today.
Oh,
You know, I'm on the horse right now. I can't have my stuff flying away.
no problem. You ain't on your legs.
I saddle though. I got the saddle and the satchel.
That part.
satchel.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, EYL, they let the cat out the bag. So that clip is going viral more than anything else when they're explaining that it's a tax write-off. You feel me? I think Wall Street Trapper was saying you get one cow on the land, you get cattle on the land. You know what I'm saying? And you could write things off.
You feel me? So that it's a
They had a function at the Yeye Botanical Center here. This was probably 2019 because it was before 2020. A brother who was in the indigenous African traditional systems, I had gave a presentation, and this brother gave a presentation, and this brother raised livestock. You know what I'm saying? So he was a cattle farmer, and he was just speaking about all of the benefits that come with raising your own cows. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna eat meat, like why don't we control that trade? If we're gonna eat meat, why are we not selling beef? Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's like he was like, yo, this is just what we it's ceremonious, it's ancestral. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to be in all facets of agriculture, especially the areas that
right.
are not consistent or just with whatever our ethics are. Like, damn, you see how dirty that place is? All right, well, why you not doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shooting the chickens up. Yo, granted, but I go to shit, I was in Miami, I was in Overton, and they had so many chickens, the chickens was running all over the yard. Like, niggas got chickens, and they're not just fit for a ritual or ceremony. You should eat them every now and then. And not always have to go to, you know what I'm saying, Choin Yi for her to make the goddamn
The orange chicken.
look, the orange chicken that she said that she was passed down a recipe for because once again, your folks from Louisiana and New Orleans was going to fight this man's war, and they was in Korea on the other side of the goddamn planet, confusing Asians. Like, what the hell is this? You the Naga.
Oh, that's why the Koreans said that they got the best fried chicken because black people, the soldiers bought it over there.
Yeah, you ain't see that clip going viral?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
You gonna bring AA in?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, send me a request, King. I want to have a conversation about the state of hip hop and the gatekeepers, if you don't mind.
Oh, no problem. Goddamn mosquitoes. Ah.
Okay. Has anybody ever eaten Korean fried chicken? I don't. I'm missing out on some shit. I don't even. That's why I didn't watch the whole clip because I'm not jacking no Korean fucking fried chicken.
I mean, but the truth of the matter is the majority of people, I believe, doing Chinese restaurants in the hoods are Korean. I think
I
that
thought
was
Vietnamese.
huh?
I thought that they was Vietnamese.
Korean, Vietnamese, both of them learned your recipes from you.
Damn, that's crazy. Korean barbecue, right? That ain't chicken though. They got the steak game on lock. You know? Oh, hey, send a request to Blue Pill, because I'm on his live. My bad. He got to send a request to Blue.
Yeah.
Somebody said, what do you like the most about residing in ATL? Then I'm off the hamster wheel. I could never do this in New York. I couldn't stay in the house with my child, you know, in the backyard with my son just chilling. New York don't afford you that type of luxury. You feel me? I could do that in Atlanta. You know, sometimes I don't leave the house for a whole week, and I'm good with that. I'm comfortable. You know, until I gotta go get on the horse with the saddle and put my hat on.
Yeah, somebody, I think we're doing a bad job as branding and as twins because every time I get on a live with you, people in your network be like, yo, y'all twins?
I mean, that's because you got people in your network that don't know me.
Like, this nigga never put a picture up?
Huh? It's all good, you know. I don't take that personal.
Yeah, I said they in your network. I ain't say mine's.
Nah, that's coming from your network. Everybody in my network know I got a twin brother. Don't do that.
Nah, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Nah, they don't. It's all good, though.
Nah, that's the blue pill shit right there. That's not coming from me.
All right.
You dig? But yeah, we are identical twins. You know, that's why his name is Blue Pill and mine's is Red. That part. It's two of us.
Yeah, but, again, I want to overemphasize, what I'm saying, the fact that there's an abundance of land, available out here. At any and all times, this land is very much usable. This land is very much pliable. This land is very much malleable into whatever we want it to be into. You know what I'm saying? And there's no better time than now.
Yeah.
When the situation appears to be whatever the situation is. Ultimately, you have to get to a place in your life where you are just non-dependent, you know what I'm saying, on any and everyone else, especially people who have proven to you time after time that they do not have your best interest at hand. Like, who do you think
Best interest at
about
hand.
to care enough about you?
Blue, at this point, they don't even have their best interest at hand. It's sad to look at. Like they don't even know if they coming or going. They have clear mental health issues. The leader of the European people right now is a de facto defunct nincompoop. Their representatives,
The story.
huh? You know, when somebody says, take me to your leader, all of their leaders are flawed, right? All of their leaders are flawed, both male and female. Their legislation and their quote unquote constitution and everything that they put down as law is backwards, right? And it's double talk, it's double speak, it's tricknology. So why would we wonder why the conditions of our people is the way it is? You have become what you despise the most. You were not like this about 5 decades to 6 decades ago. You were not trying to emulate and assimilate and try to be like what you despise the most. So the minute we began to assimilate and the minute we began to integrate our mentality and our hearts and our minds to become what we despise the most, we begin to suffer in ways that we have not. People may be under the impression that in the 70s and the 60s, because we didn't have credit cards and we wasn't balling out and whatnot, that black people were suffering the way that we suffering right now. And that is a bold-faced lie. We were not suffering like this. Young people were not dying the way that they were. We were not being incarcerated. We were not at a homeless rate that we are in. We were not hungry. We didn't look, niggas was not aging. 18-year-olds looking like they 40 and whatnot. You know what I mean? How could you niggas, they had man-childs back in the days, but that was an anomaly. You niggas is special. We wasn't going through all of this. You feel me? That's the Most High, you know, putting the elbow on you niggas for not living righteously. We wasn't going through, we wasn't getting put through the ringer like this.
Nigga said these niggas is special. Yo, you my man. Yo, you crazy nigga. Yo, you remember our mamas and them used to be laughing at that? The waterhead motherfuckers. Yo, waterhead ass. Yo, that's what they was calling them back in the day. Yo, waterhead ass nigga. Look at this shit. Damn, they was slipping on that pregnancy. Yeah, slipping. For real, what's happening?
You never them? What's good?
Us. You already know what it is. You know what I mean? It's the Friday. You know what I mean? Every day is Friday to me. You know what I mean? Since
That's
I
right.
was little. Promise you.
That's right.
Me?
God.
Yeah.
The God.
Promise you. Yeah.
So we gonna chop up a few things before we get out of here and whatnot. Of course, the first thing that I want to get into, my good brothers, is the conversation that was going on for about the whole week and whatnot, involving Conway the Machine and Funkmaster Flex, and
talk about my homie.
The homie and whatnot.
The homie. What happened?
The premise of the conversation was the brother Conway said that these DJs in New York specifically have been holding back real talent, real bars, real MCs, and they basically have, you know, stifled the hip hop movement by being gatekeepers. And
you can't stifle hip hop. You can't stifle hip hop. You can't stifle hip hop.
Right.
But what he's saying is, I understand what he's saying because he's a messianic principle. He's a messiah in this aeon of time. Anybody that's rapping on that level of rapping, everybody that I know that been in the studio around Son, and Son of them is a genius. Son could formulate the shit in his brain before he get there. You heard?
Right.
That's why I would never tell no nigga I'm no hip hop nigga, because I cannot remember. If I could remember raps, I would just do that. You heard? And just perform raps. I can't remember all that shit. So anybody that could remember all of the words and nuanced cadences, you're a messiah. You're the messianic principle. Bobby Hemming gave me a book called The Messianic Messiahs by Idol Moses years ago. And we got all kind of Saturn shit going on. And all this shit is equated to the messianic principle on the planet with blackness. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's we're not afraid of conflicts, because it really wasn't no conflict. The homie was just saying and just speaking messianically about the environment for the cultural paradigm. You heard?
Right.
And he's speaking from a safe and a real space, because you know, with niggas with that brothers with that level of talent, right? They really don't actually have to say shit to nobody. They can just bathe themselves up in money. You heard? And don't give a fuck about none of the politics and none of that shit. You heard? But the real artist, somebody that's really an artist, can feel a kind of way about not being appreciated. You heard?
Right.
So you want to be appreciated in this world. You're hardwired for hugs and hand holding and talking and people looking at you while you speaking and understanding you. That's what you're hardwired for.
Right.
So I'm not going against the grain. You feel me? For real. And then the other thing is, me and you, we in our 40s. So we younger than Funk Flex, but ahead of the curve.
Right.
So if Flex was tapped into what we tapped into, he would understand that we the new iteration of his tunnel, because we used to be there as young people. So this what happened when you don't tap in. So you told me earlier you was on a live with Lord Jamar. You know that was crazy to me. You know why?
Right.
Because we just was in Mama Bear crib right there in Clinton Avenue, and that's where we grew up to that. You heard?
Right. Remember you was playing the native tongues the other day in the crib.
Serious. Early in the morning, we woke up to that.
Woke up.
Heard?
Yeah.
We woke up to that like this to get that paper. You heard? So I'm like this. I like all the music, but I don't want to be Funk Flex to the young people. So the only way I can get context to the young people, like shout out to people like Little Baby from Atlanta. You heard? That's the rhythm and blues. That sound like Johnny Lee Hooker with a budget in the future. You heard? So he's speaking about all the shit that, and I learned this from Planet Asia. We named the song called Juke Joint because the Juke Joint was the spot where the black people who was conscious used to hang out. And then the church people used to be mad at you because you wasn't bringing no niggas to the church on Sunday because they still was in the juke joint getting spirit. You heard?
Right.
So they was indulged in spirit. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we do our birthday in Atlanta. You heard?
Fact.
And then we fuck around, go to church on Sunday just to do a prayer. Dovetail. Shout out to Oba. There.
I'm presiding.
Every church. Yeah, listen. Every church is ours. You heard? And once you get into the highest levels of information regarding spirit and what spirit means, you understand that spirit exists everywhere. God saying that he infinite means that he also live in whorehouses. God is in the strip joint. He's in the bars where it's strong, you heard, where they pour strong liquor. He's also where you make your best decisions, you heard. He's where all smiles is at, but God is also where they crying too, you heard. So you gotta figure out what side of the universe you want to access your God on, because that's the beauty of being human. You can access God from any point of reference based off of what you actually bring into the table. God, you dig what I'm saying? So God is a meal. We sit down eating. What did you bring to the Pan American Day? Remember that at school?
Right, to the pop-up.
Yes, the potluck. So, that was ill. They still do that. And my daughter was like, yeah, today at school they had a potluck, and they call it a potluck. Back in the day, they used to call it Pan American Day.
Pan American Day, yeah. I did that.
So I used to love that shit.
About the potluck.
Son, I loved it, that shit. Potluck. With the nigga, the Puerto Rican homie food is crazy. The Haitian homie food, crazy. You heard?
Right.
Dominican homie food is crazy.
That Spanish food was hitting.
Son, super hit. And then I be thinking about like what is nigga food? And then all the niggas just got fried chicken. All niggas got this different version of fried chicken.
Like, I more some rice crackers, some shit.
Yo, shut up. You stupid.
Rice cakes.
Yo, rice cakes, nigga. We gonna live forever, boy.
Yo, dead ass, dead ass. These new vegan niggas, they need to pay a tax, my nigga. We should be taxing new vegan niggas. Y'all didn't have we did the
I
heavy
don't trust
lifting.
them.
We did rice
They
cakes
can't
with
even
peanut
drink
butter.
alcohol. Vegans can't even drink alcohol. They can't drink alcohol. I can't stand them. Because when it's time to tear loosen, they can't really tear loosen.
Right.
That shit just shocks them. Then they don't know nothing about real culture. Real culture, humans made beer. You heard? The women made beer and the elders made beer. The women made the beer and made it up to help them through their menstrual cycle, and the elders needed it so they could keep up with you young niggas when they get older. You heard? Telling you, son. It's a reason for all human behavior. For real.
That's a fact.
For real.
That's a fact.
And it's tied into the myth. And then you can see pictures of us doing these behaviors 6 to 12,000 and 20,000 years ago. Yeah, we was dancing, we was listening to music, we was eating good food, you heard, and then we were celebrating the death of great people in hopes that they would have a way station for us when we pass away and they could bring us up home. You heard? So now niggas is still trying to bring niggas home. You heard?
Right.
Don't even know what that means, bro.
Right.
Shout out to a mentor. You heard? Don't let that go over niggas' heads. A mentor. A mentor. You heard?
Yeah, shout out to a mentor.
Right.
You know?
Got an aunt named Mentor. We was with her.
Come on, son.
When we seen Thriller the first time.
Come on, son.
We was
Michael Jackson is a funny nigga. He was pulling from some dark shit. Then the nigga did that video in Brooklyn, that Hoy Skimmerhorn in the train station. I said, this nigga, Mike is crazy. And then a Shira moms told me that she met Michael Jackson one time. The nigga got a regular voice like us. He was like this, yeah, like this. His skeeter strong.
That's what
His skeeter is strong.
And we thought Sabi was bugging. We was like, why is Sabi telling us some wild shit? Sabi's like, Mike got a deep voice.
Oh, and
assholes.
Yeah, and Mike used to curse and things.
And he burned blunts.
Yeah, that nigga blows them down. What's his name? Big and them, Blue Season them told me that. Yeah. Promise you. I remember when Season them came back from doing the Martin show. You heard?
It's crazy. I was just watching the Martin reunion the other night, and I seen Big on it, and I was like,
with the Sergio Tachidi.
I wonder what the story. Yeah. So
yeah. Yo, you remember we was in the Tyson fight before he bit Son ear?
Yeah.
At the Africa House.
Woo.
On 4th Street.
Oh man.
Oh, and I was at
was scarring them, God bless the dead, scarring them. And little Nino and them with the A50s. Niggas was, yo, this the shit that be tripping me out with the culture. Young people is setting the stage for grown-ass men to live in the steed of young people's ambition back in the day when we was unsupervised. You know, we did a lot of stuff unsupervised. We didn't have no big homies unless you went to go seek for them. We ain't had no big homies around us like this. Yo, come here. Let me tell you something.
Right.
Like this. Do this right. Do this, and boom. Now, the big homie then turn into Google if the kids are smart enough. You heard? I be damn, I ask a nigga a stupid question. I ask Siri the question first. You heard? So then bring it back home like this. Who became the cultural iconography to teach the young people that it's cool to be smart? We the first people to do that, bro. You heard?
I would say
on this level, bro. You heard?
Yeah, because when we were coming up, it was the God bodies. You know, one of the gods made transition today too. A big god.
Allah be. Yeah.
Allah be. Rising power to the God.
Power.
You know, I recall when we was coming up, it was patting them. You know what I mean? It was the big homies that was outside getting money.
For real.
And then and it was the God bodies who was in the streets doing street shit, but they would take time and pull us to the side and hit us with some gems, pass along a few pamphlets and shit. You
But
know,
they do that to everybody. Cause
they didn't do
they
it.
could
You
tell. They could
had,
tell who was
had
who.
to see
They
something.
could see they stuff for the future.
Right,
I promise you.
Hella selective.
right. So, like you said, fast forward to today, the youth, the fact that I got 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds and 13 and 14-year-olds coming up to me dropping information, you feel me?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
we that generation now that we giving out them gems to the babies the same way that it was
Yeah,
given to us.
yeah. Teach,
Yeah,
teach.
so that's beautiful. It's a beautiful cycle, bro. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't even
Nah,
realize.
yo, the best accomplishment I made as a recent was tapping into my family and without putting niggas in our business, we made a nice piece of change the other day. You heard?
Facts.
There's an abundance in information. You not gonna get lit and rich off of being stupid. You heard?
Facts.
Who taught the young people that you could walk around willy nilly? Like everything you acting all silly. Everything is nah. I'm surrounded by books
Right.
and my imagination all the time. That's what keep me in a free cipher. You heard?
Right.
And I'm mad consistent. Even as I get older, I desire to be more of a better version of myself, and it keep pushing me back to my childhood when I was innocent and I didn't know about the street. You heard?
Mm.
The street, I learned this, that it's sidewalks for a reason. Because the street ain't for everybody. You fuck around and get hit by a car. You heard?
That's a fact.
A fast moving vehicle. So slow down, low down. Get in the perspective lane. Get on the sidewalk. And you know this. One side of the sidewalk, the numbers go up. One side of the sidewalk, the numbers go down. One side of the sidewalk, the numbers is odd. One side of the sidewalk, the numbers is even. Pick your side. You heard? And walk accordingly. But don't walk in the street. You walk in the middle of the street, the federal government got to play for you. You heard?
Right.
They got to sell for you, son. They got to sell for you. You're going to be sitting next to some interesting motherfuckers, and then y'all can spend the rest of your life sounding smart than a motherfucker. You heard? So I've been stopped doing that.
Right.
I said, I'm not doing that, son. I'm not finna be no jailhouse genius. You feel me?
Right.
I'd rather be in the free cipher and then
In the dunya.
Yeah, in the dunya. Yeah.
Dunya.
I'd rather be in the dunya than to be in the big dunya, the big belly of the beast.
The big.
Yeah, small intestine.
That shit is more, yeah, buddy. That shit is mad organized too. How they do that. You heard? That it's an industrial complex, King. You heard? Just like the military, and they pushing out killers, boy. You heard? They pushing out killers. So the community got to get in the front of the consciousness of the majority of the population of the black men is in prison. Ain't nobody speaking to them about the redemptive process of them coming home and having a padding, or where's the nonprofits where all these conscious niggas is talking this shit? The kids got their parents. They could teach them. You heard? Who gonna teach these young people who got disproportionately pushed through systems? You heard?
Right.
And now they pushing them back into the free cipher. And the only thing that they got to get back to their science is pharmacopoeia in the form of fake over the counter, under the counter niggas making drugs in their living room. You heard? Nigga, bootleg chemists and all that. You heard?
Right.
It's all that. And people, we still losing people through that. You feel me? So the gun violence shit is all a part of the dominance hierarchy. I could teach young people how to get out of that. I can make it so you never die. All you gotta do is stop going to cookouts with everybody that you think is your friend with your best outfit on, because they're going to send you up. They're going to kick you down the stairs. You heard? And the PJs, nigga. Yeah, nigga, that's the nigga way. That's how they do you. They'll kick you down the steps.
Down the
And the
pissy
P.
steps too.
Yeah.
When you got your own white
While
on.
you up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm of the mind that it's never too late to be great. I'm not speaking about hatred. I don't care about what no hater have for me. The white boy right now is trying to figure out a missile that could go to each person that's his enemy. Like he want to make a little missile this big that could go like a drone, and he could press the button, and just everybody that played with him, he could just. We don't got time to think about that.
Right.
We thinking about we are genetically hardwired from the past to a specific mandate, which is our duty and our job is to prolong life and to keep living going according to this melanated context, which is that it's always upgraded. This is the fucking ultimate what's that shit called? When you got an Apple device and they say, do you accept the what you call it? Not the terms in the upgrades and the updates.
The update.
That's based off of melanated psychology, based off of new needs and concerns in the social context. Any new barrier or new type of thing that tries to present itself as an obstacle, we already have ingrained in us the ability to circumvent that and go to another level. You heard? Give a nigga chicken and we'll fry it with seasoning, motherfucker. You heard? Like this. And now the shit is lit. You heard? Now they say it's from Kentucky. 11 herbs and spices. That shit is magic, son. 11 herbs and spices. So we got traditions where our people rub animal fats on their skin to protect themselves from the sun during certain periods of the a time of their year, because they're farmers, so they have to be active with the sun. So what happens is we have a whole culture of things that we forgot why we actually do them. You heard? That's why I tell people, buy books on anthropology. Go to the bookstore, go to the anthropology section.
Right.
Ask them, where is the Judaica section? You heard? We grown-ass people. We ain't got no beef with no Jews.
Right.
We ain't got no beef with no Arabs. We ain't got beef with Muslims. And I promise you, if niggas had smoke for white folks, we would see it. They the ones want all the smoke. You heard? Nigga, the only smoke we got is the shit that's tapped in the DNA and changing you. We got frankincense and myrrh. That's a good smoke.
That's what we got.
And then if you keep playing with our spirit, ultimately anybody that play with spirit will have the gun smoke around them. You heard?
Right.
That's a fact. I don't give a fuck what color you is. You heard? Like this. Boom. So my mother taught me, she said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, thank God for the manifestation of defects. Meaning that when there is a defect evident and it shows itself, you have to have corrective behavior to address it.
Right.
So are you addressing the things that you find negative within yourself? You might not be able to go post after an event where they shit on us to go fix it. Yeah? But the only place that you can fix it is within yourself.
Right.
And it don't mean forgive your enemy. It means to resolve the issue that might make you feel traumatically processed by it and triggered. Correct. So men deal with this. Men that's of our mind, if anything happened on the internet, dealing with blackness in the Americas, we bear the brunt of having to explain why that happened. No other culture in the world have to explain anything. We got to explain why we got killed. We got to explain why we did the stupid shit. We got to explain everything. Nobody else have to explain it. They just charge it to the game.
Right.
So that's some clause in the earth that we are the image of what is correct and right. You heard?
Right.
No matter what you say, you can never take it away. Even when you see us, you can see God on Fifth Street in Skid Row, laying down, taking a nap inside of the remnants of the Black Plague, my nigga. You heard?
Red, what I just said earlier,
Yeah, you brought.
Brother.
I said there was
You know.
no, regardless of all of the things that I've done on this planet, that gives me a spiritual redemptive feeling for my own personal self. There was no higher feeling that I felt than feeding the people on Skid Row and
Yes.
them being in full gratitude to a degree where people that were smoking crack would offer it to me. And I understood that that was their love language.
Right. They was like, get you a hit.
Get you a
Get
hit.
a hit. They was like,
Get you a hit. It was, you know,
you stupid.
yo, you
You
get
a
excited.
Scorpio for telling that. You know, other people wouldn't even say that. They would not tell nobody that because they be all caught up mentally into the shit. I've
Yeah,
been hit to that. You heard? I've
yeah,
been hit to that. That's
I
the
understand it.
greatest feeling that you could ever feel. And chemically, right, is cocaine processed to such a level that the shit is concentrated. It's like concentrated. You remember the Minute Maid shit in the freezer when we was little? The grape juice,
Man,
nigga?
bad
Yeah,
shit.
in the summertime, you put the shit, put water in the motherfucker, boom. That's
Right.
the effect, and it fucks with dopamine. So there's something in humans that they want to love something. But this the ill shit about Skid Row, Paulie. When you went down there, the people that was eating was representatives of the people that experienced losing their land at the turn of the century. You heard? Downtown LA is the last frontier of indigenous people in the Americas. You heard? Who had the final fight. So we grew up watching Indians and Long Ranger and Tonto, you heard? And then the $5 Indians with the brother, what's the name? Tariq put in the video in the movie, the Hidden Colors. He showed you that $5 Indian talk about the environment. You heard? And crying, and the man wasn't no Indian. You heard? The last frontier for that fight to maintain indigenous rights and sovereignty in Americas was downtown LA, King.
FIFA.
You heard?
Bomb.
Serious.
Yeah. Remember, I would always post information about that being, they called it Queen City. And it was settled by 44 Afro-Mexicans initially,
Teach.
right? And also, you know, the fact that Los Angeles was incorporated on April 4th. So it is a
Teach.
4-4 city. And they never explained who those Afro-Mexicans
Yo,
was.
y'all don't hear nobody else talking?
But it was the
Y'all
same.
don't hear nobody talking on your headphones?
That's
Listen.
Wiz.
Oh, all right, so we good. All right, then we Gucci. Yeah.
They never explained who those Afro-Mexicans was, but they was the same people that Pico Pio became. So if people will just Google Pico Pio, the first governor of Los Angeles, and you would see that particular stock, right? That man came from. That's what our
Son
people look like
he looked
over
like KRS-One with curly hair.
Woo.
there, right?
You heard? Promise you. Still number one.
Still number
One. Like this.
One.
Like this.
so.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of information about our people that's not necessarily ancient. We talking, there's profound things that have been hidden in shallow graves less than 100 years old.
Teach.
You feel me? And
Teach.
we can qualify this by the fact that we physically exist in these environments, and the history's still there. When we go to King Eddie's and all of that in that downtown area, like you could
Teach.
tell going into certain blocks down there, they're like condensed, they black holes. There's that much energy that's in those areas. And I would dare say those were some of the strongest people I have ever met. The people that exist
Teach.
and on Skid Row.
Yeah.
No, you have to have
Humans.
next level strength. These are not weak people
Yeah.
that you're looking at. You're looking at people who have been hardened in their shell, but they are still soft. Like there's still aspects of their heart that is still light as feathers.
Right.
And you will
Right.
encounter that on a repeated basis. Those are some of the most purest people on the
Teach.
planet that live in that environment.
Teach.
Right.
Teach.
And I will speak for them and advocate for their humanity. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand, even in that condition, they are surviving in the elements.
Teach.
Right.
I promise you.
And
Promise you.
technically they can check up out of here. They have a love, they have a willingness to hold on to life to that degree that they're willing to undergo those circumstances and those elements just to show the fuck up. And those are not like, them niggas is not late and lazy, so they ain't still sleeping at 10 a.m.
So what does it say about Asar's children in our narrative that's thousands of years old? It says Asar's children, they will settle in the West. That's why all of the hip hop money is coming from the West. The East Coast will bring birth to your ideas, but the West Coast will pay you. You heard?
Right.
You gotta go where the sun sets.
Right.
Suiting. Blackness is here.
Right. That's
all the elements of hip hop is all coalesced in California, bro. They fucked it up in the East. They playing with light codes in the East. You heard? In the West, you can't play with it. Promise you.
right. You don't see an artist get paid in the East. They go to the West. They got to go to LA.
To get a check.
And then they come back. Then they got the bag. You know what I'm talking about? So that's definitely a fact.
Teach.
Yeah. You haven't seen artists that come out of the East Coast get to their bag. They don't get to a bag in the East. That's that like Blue Pill says. The East Coast is cerebral, right? The East Coast is the mind. The South is the.
Yo, we again, we have to understand our ability, right, to activate ourselves dual hemispherically, like to activate hemisphinc. You have to deal with both coasts because both coasts represent two different oceans, and both of those oceans represent the activation of your hemispheres. The Atlantic Ocean dealing with one hemisphere of your brain, in the Pacific Ocean, these are different salts, different minerals, right? And that different mineralization is what's going to complement who you are integrally, 12 cell salts, allowing you ultimately to become a godhead, because you cannot be a king of hip hop or a god of hip hop until you dominate both hemispheres. And then you go across the water literally to get crowned on a European UK tour, and then you come back and lit.
Teach.
Right.
The smartest people that I know in the vocation of hip hop have encountered that equation and metric that you spoke of, Paul, very eloquently regarding the East and the West, and as it relates to the UK.
Yep.
Bro,
that Pilgrim.
This documentary is coming, and it's founded on Congo Square, telling our story and letting these truths reverberate and land where they will. But even the fact that they got to go to the UK, they have to do the mimicking trek of, because you get crowned the god here or the king here, right? Because niggas say they're the king of New York. That's the highest title here. But when you go overseas, that's where you get the godship anointed on you. And it normally happens in places like Paris. Pray for Paris, because that's them doing the reenactment of what Jazz did in World War I with the 369 Harlem Hellfighters who came from New Orleans when they got off the ships and
Yeah.
into France. They was playing the horns, and they got crowned guards immediately.
Teach.
Right.
Teach.
Now, these men who just came from New Orleans, where the French Quarters and Congo Square is, right, and jazz started, were being suppressed by the redemptive story of who they were not, right, and being told lies and having to, like you said.
Paulie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What about this? What if they had the intel to know that the only way you could win a war is through us? And they sent them there specifically with guns and horns. You heard? Because your art is what protects you, bro. Our art is what protects this country, King.
It's the shield.
You heard? Yo, they out here playing with Basquiat, nigga. They just had $100 million worth of that fake Basquiat art in a museum that's about to do a run in Italy and all that, and the FBI got on it because somebody painted some fly fake Basquiat shit on a new FedEx cardboard box. And they was like, hold up. When this young man was painting, FedEx ain't even have no boxes like this. You heard? So the culture, why do you gotta make fake paintings of me? You heard? Of what I do.
Right.
It's because my art is what protects our people. Picasso said African art is an instrument and a weapon. You heard?
Right. It's a cloak.
And this is why Napoleon and them brought back sciences from his conquest. And that's why the square and compass from Freemasonry is actually the Haitian Veve. You heard?
Right.
We made that up. And Lafayette gave it to the Americas, to George Washington, from his conquest and plundering of Haitian people. You heard? Shout out to Haitians and Dominicans. Dominican people have directions. Ask them about their spirituality. Every time you find people of color, you will find the modality of not only knowing where they at in time and space, not knowing they also know where they at in the cosmos, but then they also know where abundance is. They know where their enemies' wind comes from. And they know how to defend themselves and to access what is required. Yeah? My shit is, I'm not sitting up talking about what no pilgrim got in store for me, buddy. Yeah?
That part.
Got me fucked up. We wasn't raised like that. Yeah? We play with the paradigm of this colloquial expression of what Europeanism and its words and how it should look for whatever. We play with those motifs as artists for protectorate reasons and to teach people how to navigate during the darkest of times. Kali Yuga, you heard? Kali Yuga, dark niggas. Drake, yeah, light skinned, but I'm a dark nigga. You heard? That's a messianic word. You heard?
Right.
All these words coming from these dark spaces is messianic messages from the past. All the love songs that our parents forged us on is old Akkadian and Sumerian songs, bro. You heard? Them niggas talking about what we have is much more than they can see. Jeffrey Osborne. Come on, son. Yeah. What we have is so much more. And what we have is more. Come on, son. Then
bro.
Al Green. They threw grits on Al Green with the words, the Reverend. They was like this. They was like, oh no. You finna stop with all this love and happiness and all that shit. Yeah.
Come on, man.
With them church drummers. You
like,
heard?
Again,
that's a different type of drum.
Yeah, utilizing your voice as an instrument, utilizing that instrument as a sword and a shield, right?
Yeah.
Required.
Yes. So let's give them, Blue, let's give them an assignment. You heard? This
Yes.
their assignment. Where does that appear in the biblical script? My sword and my shield. And then I want them, because me and Red is about to, we just coming off tour. We just was in New York doing history. We
Yeah.
finna do this shit in Los Angeles, and then we gonna bust the play in Miami. Then we coming back to New York. You heard? So I'm gonna tell you something. Look up the word to my students and those who endeavor to be a student. Look up the words and study this. Use y'all Googles and learn how to use y'all phone. Besides for other stupid shit. Use it for some shit to enamor yourself with to learn. And look up the word sword and look up the word shield. And then you create context. You heard? Because the gods say that the best part is understanding. That's your part. You heard?
Word. Right.
So we can give you tools, but it's a lot of dudes walking around trying to just do the knowledge. This niggas still older than us or our contemporaries, you heard? That just did the knowledge once. And you could see it. They ain't do the knowledge twice, nigga.
Right.
You heard? You got to do it twice to reach
Knowledge.
understanding. You got to do it twice just to get to understanding. These dudes is doing the knowledge this once, and that's why you angry. Everything you see make you angry. Because you didn't do it twice. You don't know about the other side of the tree of life. Man, know thyself. Go look to the other side of the tree. That's where mommy at. And mommy taught you how to fight. Mommy taught you about Mars and about your blood work. And she taught you about reasoning. Those is the three things. Mommy is the Binah, mommy is Gebora, and mommy is Hud on the left side of the tree. You heard?
Right.
And that's why in certain temperaments culturally and locations on the globe, they have to subjugate mommy. They got to cover her hair because her beauty is just too much for the world.
Too radiant. Right.
They got to cover her. You heard? She actually in the past asked to be covered because she knows she run everybody.
Right.
Feel me? Like this.
Right.
So the
treasure hidden.
The skeeter with the pilgrim is that he think that he have a patriarchy, but he does that through films and movies and Disney, and it's not real. You heard? You heard that's the real patriarchy. You just heard it? Zoom!
Right.
Engines and shit. All that shit is to impress her. You heard?
Right.
To be like, okay, the world is still moving. All right. Choo-choo engines.
Choo-choo.
Yeah.
Only get attention.
Get that paper. You heard? Huh.
That means that the
money to be
production.
You need some money to be smart. You need money to be smart. So we on this side of the tree. On our side of the tree is what's the top, what you call it, after it's what's the top shit? Hokmah, then they go Kesed, then they go Nizak. Nizak is feelings. Niggas is killing each other over feelings. You heard? Go up above that. Kesed, niggas is tricking. Kesed is you, Jupiter. You in the club. You giving all your spoils away. You heard? Yeah, you'll be the greatest superhero in the universe if you learn how to give gifts in season, not for the reasons of emotion. You heard? And then above that is Hokmah. Hokmah means the burning. The first person taught everybody how to cook was the first person that burnt water. You heard? So it's the scientists through experiment. We are scientists by nature. You heard? So Hokmah, Kesed, Nizak is the whole culture for masculinity. All the sports is Nizak. You want to see another nigga dunk and know how much money he get for the whole year. That is amazing to me. That niggas be like this. They like this. Oh, he deserved that check. Look at this. Look. They won tonight. Guess who won? Niggas be like this. Yo, the sports niggas are crazy, son. But
Yeah.
but I'm like this. I understand because I have context. I got the tree of life. So I
Right.
understand some heroes have to win. Some nights to learn how to be a better hero, you might have to lose. Michael Jordan have lost games before. He's
Right.
still the greatest player in the whole world, though.
Right.
Ever. You heard?
Right.
Floyd Mayweather decided to use a sport that is more marginal. There's only one winner or one loser. There's not a team of losers that night, bro. It's the nigga in the ring. He's never lost. You heard?
Yeah, it's more destiny control in boxing because he
Right,
studied science. You know, he studied the sweet.
right.
He was able, yeah, to accomplish feat. But even in
Pugilist. He had the katas. You heard? He knows the
look,
spaces. For real. It's
even in his
angles. You heard?
right,
Angles. That shit is astrology. Angles.
all angles, right?
Promise you.
And even he learned from his losses.
Look, you got to
Look,
master the square. A boxer has to understand the whole aspect of a circle within a square. You got
Right,
to master that square by being able to circle it. And that's what
right.
he's done utilizing angles, right? Look at him train. Everything is angle. Feel me?
Yeah,
Everything with him is angles and
yeah,
movement, momentum. So, you know, he's a master magician at what he does, a mathematician
yeah,
in his tone and frequency. The fact that he's able to telegraph a person's movement, he has to totally be locked into their rhythm.
yeah.
Know everything he needs to know about every square inch of that square.
And this the thing is periphery. That's why I tell my students, stop walking out in the street looking at people in their face. That make you a target. You heard? I purposely don't greet people with eye contact because that's the first form of communication. So if you defending yourself, you're not looking at the direct object. You're looking at the circumference of the object. You're looking at it from the periphery, and that's how you tap into your instinct. You heard? Because your eyes will fool the shit out you. You heard? So dudes that's pugilists, the way you read the punch is looking at their shoulder. Because a
right,
dude the skullduggery is looking you in your face. If I look, we grew up with niggas named Rodney and Slip Slap and this nigga Baby Tyson and this.
Yo,
These niggas look crazy. Mad Dog.
legendary, legendary
Yeah.
ice grill
You
stare
look at this
downs.
motherfucker. Yeah, I'm telling you. You look
Legendary.
at yo, son of them, you be like this. Damn, I didn't even know you was mad human until I seen you later. Cause when you was little nigga, you looked at mad tough, son. You heard? That type of shit. You heard? Seeing niggas like this, damn, I didn't even know
Niggas
you was cool, bro. Cause when we was
grilling you,
little,
son.
you look crazy. Like this, all that. This shit, oh, I
Yeah,
can't
nah,
even
remember
do it.
that?
I can't even do it.
You
I
be
can't
on the
even do it.
train 8 in the morning, son. You just yawning and shit. And you like
Yeah,
squinting your eyes, a nigga sitting over like
yeah,
like
yeah.
straight motherfucking
Yes.
pitbull face mugging you and shit. And you like,
You know
son,
what helped
really
me?
from
You know what
this.
used
Are
to
you
help me with that?
serious?
You know what used to help me with that? Music. I would put the motherfucking headphones, them old headphones from the yellow
Yeah,
sports, Sony,
with the big
and
muffin
then
on them.
no, not that ain't even come out yet. It's the little ones was mad loud. The little yellow headphones where the
right.
shits go in that go to the yellow, the sports Walkman,
The sports
and
bar, yeah.
nigga be listening to However Do You Want It, mad loud, boy. You
Right.
heard? On a train early, not looking at nobody. And she be like, oh, nigga, yo, I dare nigga look at me and play with me while I'm into all this shit. That's how my mindset, you heard? Then I figured it out. And then I got confirmation by the real big homie like this. You never look at niggas in their face. That's the first form of communication. You giving too much of yourself. You heard?
Mm.
For real. Yeah. For real. You give too much. If you Niggas got daughters and women that they care about. Do you want your whiz to go outside and just be looking in everybody's face with her pretty ass face, or the
Right.
kids looking about to get somebody to abduct them? Nah, fuck out of here. You heard? You
Right.
looking at, and then when you grown, and then you know this how another way you could judge niggas and judge people, period. Stop looking at what I'm looking at. Stop looking at me to see what I'm looking at. So then you start looking at, like, who is watching what I'm looking at? And then you start looking at shit that, so that they keep them in game. You ain't gonna judge who I am based off of what I see. You heard?
Mm.
Because I see you, what you looking at. You heard? You can't even look at yourself. You're not even doing introspection. Your whole judgment of who you is based off of what you think I'm looking at. You feel me? So the eyes is connected to the brain. The eyes connected to the brain. That's why they say what they say, you look, you took. You heard? So
Right.
we sell aesthetics. That's what bring people to watch when we go to the after hours, the nightclub, the lounge type of vibe. You heard? Turn the lights down. I've been looking at shit all fucking day. I'm tired of that. You heard? I just want to look at something beautiful and have a beautiful experience introvertly. You heard?
All
For
right.
real.
Where the music
For
come.
real. Come
That's
on, bro.
where the vibes hit. You defocalize. You get a little sippy sip, and you in your bag.
Right.
Because when I'm
Right.
in the lounge or when I'm in the club, I want to close my eyes and just escape for a minute. You know what I mean? Especially when they turn my shit on.
Right. 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 Yo, I just was in the barbershop and they was playing that Anderson .Paak album. That's a grown man sound. I'd suggest anybody to fuck with that. That Blue, that's that Lamert Park, Oxnard, you heard? California sound, bro.
Yeah,
They play instruments out here, bro.
yeah,
They
not
play
that.
instruments out here. That they got niggas named Battle Cat out here, nigga. Shit like that. With on the music
Look,
side. You heard?
look.
Promise you.
Some
If,
niggas get to the instrument.
look,
Yo, they
Because
super
look,
get to the
hold on,
instrument.
you know
And they
why?
Moors. They got Moors out here that play music.
You
You
know
heard?
why? Because the people who populated the Compton and Los Angeles area, as well as the Midwest, all of them majority of them come from Mississippi, Louisiana area.
That's right. Chase
So
told me about the Argonaut, that train. That
it's
last stop was
yeah,
on Central Avenue. You
that's
heard?
right.
And
Those,
our
those are the
people
people.
funneling all that sound and that cultural integrity over here. For real.
That's right.
Promise you. And where Little Tokyo is one of the first places that actual black people could come here and live without having to be subjected to all type of racial shit. Where
Mhm.
Little Tokyo is, right there.
Right,
For
right,
real.
right.
Promise you. Where the pothole, with industrial, that track, that street right there. The name of it. They got the worst koosh and all of
Right.
that shit in that
Remember,
section.
yeah, Central Avenue in Los Angeles, that used to be the Black Wall Street of Los Angeles.
And the
Especially
jazz corridor.
the nightlife. Yeah,
Jazz corridor.
that's what I'm saying.
The jitterbug. The jitterbug dance come from Central Avenue, King.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Look,
So
in the year 2003, I was in Lamert Park, right? I was supposed to catch a flight to go back to, I was living in my,
Wow.
I was supposed to catch a flight. I went into an all white, it looked like a church right on Lamert.
Wow.
It was an all white building and the brothers was in there playing jazz. I missed my,
Wow.
and I stayed in LA an extra week based off of that, fam. This was in
Wow.
2003, and I had some kush in my system. I felt like I was in a chamber of acoustics, and it was repairing my DNA. I cried in that church. They wasn't preaching the word; they was playing them brass instruments, and
Raz.
it was
Let's talk about that. Let's talk
spiritual.
about that. Bring it home. Because we go into on the 23rd and the 24th of July,
Yes,
we're gonna be on Melrose at one of the first and the most significant black owned tattoo shops. You know, tattooing is very significant because tattoo, your skin was the first book that they wrote on. You
that's
know
right.
that? As Africans, as people from Polynesian islands, as our brothers from the indigenous people from the Hawaii, Kauai.
Right.
Ask them about tattooing. That's your proof in the pudding. You heard? So
Even
we
look,
doing go.
even the indigenous on the west side, from the west coast, face tats, body tats. You feel me?
Proof in the pudding.
Proof in the pudding. We've always been here.
Yeah.
So on July the 23rd and the 24th, me and AA is going to be back in Los Angeles. Like the brother said, we'll be on Melrose at a black-owned tattoo parlor.
Chaotic tattoos.
Chaotic.
Chaotic tattoos. And we gonna talk about that. You know, that's our word. You
So the
heard?
Chaos Magicians, the
Yeah.
Chaos Magicians will be in the building doing what we do. And we on tour, like AA said. We started in New York. We going to LA. We bringing it to Miami, and then we coming back to New York. And
Yeah.
gonna be my
We're gonna
good brother.
celebrate the birthday in Atlanta too. Our
Yeah,
birthdays, we need to do the November thing in Atlanta for real. But
Gonna be there.
I'm telling you, our birthday have to be an event. We gotta make a movie out of it. Promise you, King.
yeah,
For
we
real.
planning it from now. Let them know about that new project that you put out, so we can celebrate that as well.
Well, what you talking about? What project?
Your project that you just released with Dirty Diggs.
Oh, the music? That's
No.
a social experiment.
Okay.
Shout out to Dirty Diggs and shout out to my brother Planet Asia for even introducing me to them. You heard? And those are my brothers. And shout out to the Philippines. You heard? Those
Shout out.
brothers are so we honor each other by honoring one another's cultural paradigm for where we from. You heard? Those
Right.
are our brothers. You heard? We have the Kushite Empire expands all over the world. You heard? You can find genius in every cultural paradigm if you know how to find a through line. You dig? So shout out to the homies. But it's a social experiment because I really can't remember all them raps for performance. I would make myself look like a dilettante or a sophist had I tried to rap those raps in like a concert form. You heard? So
But
I just do it because we grew up on that. You know what I mean? It's just a
I,
sharing of sorts. You know
I
what I
know,
mean?
but this is still a craft, right? And I was just in the studio with you, and you got this thing about being one take Jake and whatnot. You know what I mean? I saw you in your creative process, and this was about 2 weeks
I
ago.
stop down playing this art form. Like your projects
That's
is
Scorpio shit,
epic
son.
pieces,
That's
bro.
that Scorpio shit. You know we don't like that. You know that's
Oh, I
though
know.
when people
But
try to
people,
over tell us how great we is, the Scorpio part of us that know about life and know about the fact that death exists and entropy exists,
And
that
the
we
fact
would want them,
that
we would rather you become a student of what we doing than to honor what we doing in that perspective. We want to do it together. It's all in together. You heard?
that's a fact, and that's honorable. You feel me? That's honorable. For y'all pull up, we're gonna be new music, which would bring about new experiences, and we're gonna be celebrating the arts and the sciences.
And tell them this. Everybody that comes to the joint, we giving them a EP. So you know how we do with people that pull up. They getting an EP, they getting a digital book that nobody got. You
Right,
heard? Like
right.
this. And I'm writing a whole new book, at least 70 to 100 pages specifically for my Los Angeles crowd that comes out.
Right.
Promise you.
Like
You
we
heard?
New York, we gave them a whole bunch of treats in New York, two books, and you know the master classes, which were lit, and the upfront experience was an experience in and of
And
itself.
we gonna feed them. And
We,
we in
right,
LA. You ain't got to you can bring your own bottle if you want, but I promise you we're gonna have everything that you like there. I swear for God. Watch.
New
A
York,
Scorpio.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for my glow,
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. We might bring out the Don P for them. You
I,
heard? Because
I,
we in LA. We
I
on
know
Melrose.
Surf
Let's
John.
go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Take a
But
sip. Take
Noble,
a sip. Take a sip. Take a sip.
yeah,
This need a sip. This get you a sip. You feel me? Listen. It's in the freezer. It's
yeah,
cold. What happened?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Drink water on your time. Yeah.
yeah.
We learning right now. Wine
Rose
skins.
in New York.
Wine skins. That's in the culture. You heard? Wine skins. Whoever made up the word wine skin and put it in the Bible also knew about fermenting processes. And you make a wine skin out of an actual edifice in the form of a biological being called a goat. What if Yahweh on the second day, Sunday, I'ma go there on niggas. What if Jehovah is really the liver? Your heart is on the right, your heart is on the left side, your liver's on the right. You heard? Are you right or you wrong? That's what they always say. You heard? And then notice what parts of the body do the Egyptians covet. You heard?
Right,
They teach you. It ain't your brain, buddy.
right.
You heard? Your brain is birthless to the afterlife. They
They put
help you, matter of
no,
fact. Matter of fact, they help you. They help you. They remove that stupid shit. You know?
right.
So
No,
it don't become genetic memory in the ground when it's buried and then turns into a fruit of your memories. So they remove it. So they only use your timekeeper. Your timekeeper is your memory center, which is the beats in our heart. So that's why we listen to culture through the beats of our music. So we don't need Hot 97 to play our music, son. You heard?
that
It
part.
lives through the Messiah. The Messiah is not going nowhere, bro. It's a
That,
Messiah being born right now, King. Word is born. You heard?
Back.
Right now, as we speak, another Messiah is coming into the world who's going to go through the journey. He's going to be naive. He's going to speak to a world that don't listen to him. You
right.
heard? And then they all going to be on him when something bad happened to him. You heard? And then if he lives through that journey long enough, he'll be an instructive principle to those who created the demarcation line between themselves and the world. That's what the dunya means. Yeah. The dunya is the world of the ignorant who don't even care. They're the lumping group. Yeah.
Right.
Ask the CIA and them about the lumping group. They fuck with the lumping proletariat. That's who they focus on. That's the sixth movement and all that shit and all this the movements. I don't care about none of that. I'm not in the lumping group. I can paint, I can write, yeah. I create culture, yeah. For real. People work out to our music. People do sports to our music and our sounds and our affirmations. We're not here in the service of self. Reverend Valentine taught me about this a long time ago. He said, it's service to self and service to others people. You heard? Find your space. Where you going to be at in that narrative? You heard? Are you a service to self or service to others type of person? There's a pitfall for both of them. You heard? Service to self comes with this. Service to others come with this too. Both of them come with this. Both of them come with this. Find your way. You heard? Just be solid with yourself. For real. And protect yourself. Don't play with humans. Don't confuse your emotional connection to a philosophy with a misunderstanding about what doesn't like you. So we're going to be in Los Angeles on Melrose, but I promise you, we are going to be protected by all types of shit. By the red, the black, and the green. You heard? With the key. I promise you. Promise you. So that we got all kind of extras, crazy shit for crazy shit. You heard? Because I know where we at. You heard? Promise you. So I'm like this. The only thing that people can get from us, right, is something that they got in themselves. And it's good. If you got good in you, then you could get good from us. You heard? If you got evil in us, then you have a discrepancy with us, and then we don't have discrepancies with nobodies. You heard? These niggas little tomatoes, they need to catch up. Promise you. You heard? Promise you. We've been doing this shit. We've been doing this shit for the longest, bro. You know this. You heard? Without asking for retribution, without begging for like this. Look what I did this years ago and all this. We have a movie, bro.
This is a fact.
My son is silent.
No, we can't hear you.
But that's my. Nah, I could read his mind. Look, this is ghetto telepathy. He's saying some fly shit. He's saying some fly shit. Yeah.
He really was
ghetto telepathy. He said some fly shit. Yes, word is bond. Yeah. Look.
Your niggas can't hear you, son.
Go. That's my man. Nah, you good. Let's keep flowing. We got you. We know you saying some fly shit.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah. Yo, look, Paul. I ain't playing. Look at this shit. Who got this? Who got Space Odyssey comic books? Stanley Kubrick comic with John Byrne did the what you call it, and the art. You heard?
Damn, son.
Wait,
come on, son. Yeah,
there you go.
2000. Yeah, there you go.
That's David. Yo, real quick though, for the family that's out there that want to be the master class, I will be live both days. The link is in my bio. I will be.
That's the one right there.
Come on, son.
That's the one right there. I was drawing from that shit.
This whole shit. There's a Nick Fury series. That's crazy. You heard? Look at the Superman, Lois Lane. When Lois Lane wanted to be a black woman one day. You heard?
Damn.
She was like, put me in the machine. Hit the switch. You heard?
Damn.
Like this. I forgot all that. And I remember that.
Look, we're selling art. Look at this. Nazaki Shane. You heard? The cover art.
That was in everybody's house.
Come on, bro. And I'm bringing ephemera and everything out. We're not playing. Players. Niggas don't know about players. They up there. This before the internet. This before Pornhub, boy. Little boy. You heard? Fuck you talking about? Yeah. Grown man bars. Something you got to deal with. Listen, look. Marvel Universe, boy. You heard? Deluxe edition. Where's your imagination?
Yo,
I've been knowing about that. Look, she not playing with nobody. You heard?
You remember the Daredevil mask on his shit? I remember that.
Yo, she wasn't playing, right?
Playing.
Hey.
Look, Frank Miller. This is who made Batman Dark. This who made Batman Dark. Frank Miller made Batman Dark. Yo, Batman used to be some clown shit when we was little. Now Batman is a dead ass serious Illuminati figure.
Right.
How is this possible?
That part.
Look,
Frank Miller.
Look,
Frank Miller was
Fat Ninja. Look at my son.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not a game.
Right.
You think this is a game, son? Yo, Battlestar Galactica. Look, Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar bitty bitty beat. You remember that? All that shit with Roy. What's the nigga name? Buck Rogers and all that.
Yeah.
Look, Battlestar Galactica. Why all of the science fiction from back in the day, all of Pilgrims had to put the K sound in their shit because of the aliens told them niggas, you ain't gonna be using my intellectual properties in y'all little narratives without putting my K sound in there.
Right.
Because it go back to the Congo, nigga, with that Ka. Captain Kirk, Star Trek, Luke Skywalker, you heard? Captain Picard, you heard?
Revenge
Come
of
on, son. Come on, son.
Black
It goes and goes and goes because you're trying to tie into my DNA. And that's the 11th letter in the magical alphabet. The 11th letter is the Ka. It's the possession. It's what you got. At the yard is the fist, right? Then what is inside of the fist, nigga? It's the 11. The possession we possess is DNA. I'm a master teacher, son. This the shit we been talking about when we was little. Look. You remember these?
Damn,
Machine Man. The
is that,
AI comic book then came out.
that's the
yeah.
Sentinel?
Been reading
Come
that.
on, son. This is the one. You remember they only made 4 issues in 1984, son. You heard?
Yeah.
Look, the Hulk and the Submariner, the Hulk and the Moor, the Hulk and Prince Namor, Hulk and Prince Namor. Prince Namor is what? Prince Namor is a Moor, bro. You heard?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Namor.
my X-Men is crazy. Yo, Alpha Flight. This is all shout out to Canada. That's the mutants from Canada, but none of their powers work outside of Canada. You heard?
Wow.
They can't
That's
drop.
the yo, but you
Canada
stupid.
drop. Look, look.
You're a stupid nigga.
I,
Listen,
hold on.
chill.
Hold on.
We gotta heal that. No, we can't let that linger because we got Canada money. Chill. Listen, bro.
Oh no.
You listen, bro. Canada is more civilized than the US because it is. They allocate money for their artists because they know about the importance of art and how to bring people to the country is art.
Yeah, again.
They give our shit out for free. But Canada, I'm like this. I will never go over there, son. They got to meet me in Buffalo, nigga. You heard?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a whole Canada tour. Y'all gotta come across that bridge and come fuck with us over there like this. Boom. We're gonna rent out the shit in the Candyman Hotel right there.
Yeah.
You laughing. I'm dead ass serious. I wish I knew the name of this hotel, son. In Buffalo. That's my favorite hotel. I be having a whole floor by myself, son. You heard? It'd be me and a ghost.
That's crazy.
You laughing. I'm dead ass serious.
Nah, I believe you. But look, I got a dip. So I just want to let the people know. I don't know if my phone.
Yo, shout out to Grand Poobah. He said, dip, dive, civilizer 85. I love you, King. Thank you.
Look, before I dip, I want the family to know that I'm going to be doing a live stream in Los Angeles. So anybody that wants to tap in, you could be from El Segundo, you could be from Boise, Idaho, you could be from the plant, you could be when that motherfucking space, when they sent them pictures back from NASA, you could be from one of them stars.
Shut up.
My nigga, you could tap in live stream. The link is in my bio.
And you might be able to buy this.
Yeah.
Old X-Men.
What number is that?
Number 30.
So,
and it's called the Warlock Wakes. They introducing magic to the young people in the, I want to say this is the 60s or late 50s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember the Warlock shit, that whole Warlock, that was a whole run with them.
Shout out to the Locks. You see how our mind works? You heard? To the homie Jada Kids. What's happening? Styles P, Chic Luch. You heard? The Warlock.
All of them was watching kung fu movies and reading comics. And
Jada still got his comic books.
Go listen to all of the early Wu-Tang. That was all comic book references.
Yo, this 1966, bro. 1966. For real. Nah, when you get some money, the shit that you do with your money is you put your money in the things that never die.
Right. Always live.
So if you're gonna fuck some money off, learn how to do it. Yeah. Learn how to, because we was born rich. You know, we was born with the narrative that we wasn't broke, even though we was around shit that was like people. We grew up around crack era shit, son, and we
Right,
ain't no motherfucking derelicts. We still have a voice in the world, and we teaching and helping people, King. You
right.
heard? Because
'Cause
them
I'm,
people taught
I'm
us that we was rich when we was babies, son.
Right.
yeah,
That came from our mamas. They both
Word
pro.
is bond.
You know what I mean? Inshallah. So I gotta dip. I gotta go tap in. Like I said, link in the bio for the family. I appreciate everybody's time. Love to y'all. I see you in LA soon, AA. All right.
Peace and love.
I'm gonna tap in.
Salute.
yes indeed.
Salute.
All right.
And I got the X-Men cups. Like this. Boom. Like
Yeah,
this.
and again, family,
Look.
the
Bing.
portal. We're gonna
Like
be
this.
doing our opening of
Bow.
our lounge next week here in Atlanta. So everything is gonna be up and running by
Boom.
the time you get here. We could do
Yeah.
an album listening, album release, and all that. But we'll be posting more details on that for the
Nah.
family.
When we go to Atlanta, we having it's called it's called it's called what you call it? A safe space. Yeah. The people are stressed, bro. Yeah. They need social interactions, but they be stressed, bro, because the social interactions bespeak of the things that speak negatively to their social interactions with their own familial figures. Yeah. So you can walk out of social settings that you was raised on and walk into new ones that you created off of familiar space. You know what I mean? So the best way to teach people is give them an unfamiliar space that's comfortable, not a new familiar space that's uncomfortable because they already know about that. You know what I mean? So that's the setting. And this the thing we gotta endeavor to. We gotta make people that feel conscious feel comfortable. Cause they the most anxietous. They be doing the most fake shit to try to put on for you and I. They know it's rarely that they get a chance to do shit for themselves, bro.
Be them set
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
You don't gotta
Cause
prove nothing to me.
their anxiety is all they think somebody gonna judge them. Yeah. So I'm like, man, y'all crazy. The Egyptians don't bury you with your brain. They throw that shit away. You know? It's the records of your heartbeats. How many beats did your heart beat? And where was you at on the natal line? Where was your heartbeat on the planet? And did it reverberate to others to give them creative onus? Yeah. So shout out to the first people that made that figured out that the gourd can be used as an instrument and also a vessel to hold water and liquids. Yeah. That's the beginning of science. You feel me?
Mm.
You know? So I don't want to hold you, you know. Thank you for having me on the platform. Inshallah, I hope to see you, man. I want you to pull up for the class. We got Anpu. Queen Anpu is gonna do some. She gonna do some. The bowls. What's them shits?
Yeah,
The
Crystal Ball.
sound cleansing. You heard?
She's a legend with that.
Super. So
People are
it's gonna
definitely,
be
um, she does amazing preparation and priming work for where you about to take it with the information. So yeah,
hell yeah.
experience. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. You know that's our family extensions from my New York narrative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to the whole Brooklyn, Samatawi, Sister Shai. Yeah. Yeah. That whole epic legendary experience. You know, we got a whole movie, bro.
A movie and a half.
Serious.
It got to be a webisode series, like more than two
Yeah.
seasons, because it's that many episodes. It's that,
Yeah.
you know, context and just like you said, the ability to observe.
And even in my ministries, what we call turning water into wine is that I can I can repeat the word, right? But when
Yeah,
you get to transliteration and when you give explanation and when you give, context to that word, and especially in this modern day context, then you
yeah,
turn dead letter religion into living testament. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You actually, you turn that water into wine. And,
right.
that ability of what we've been able to do in all of these years of our lives, being able to do that since for as long as we've been able to perceive,
Since you,
that's a strong resonance, especially when you talk about connecting and you know, impacting people wherever we encounter them at. Like we
yo,
was,
nigga, where you at? Are you in a spaceship? You my son right now. Yo, you get on my nerves. Is this a new concept car or some shit? Yo, you my nigga. I'm trying to show you my comic book. And you like this. I'm looking like this nigga's in a fucking movie, like a Blade Runner movie. Like what the fuck? You in Dune, bro? Let me hold something, man, bro. Please come to the class. Please. Come on, bring that. Come on, man. I need this abundance. You a legend.
I need,
Promise you.
yeah, I need to get back out there.
For
Uh,
real. Peter paid Paul, Paul fed them all. Yeah.
Mall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Let's go shoplift, pop shit. Yeah. Money in my black fist. You scared, get a dog, bitch. We got
yeah, that part.
raps.
Yeah, they definitely want to see you getting in your bag and performing more and just really letting that music, you know.
Never perform. Never. Hologram me.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just playing. You'll really do it too. You'll be like this. The
Like,
God said he wanted to be hologram. Nah, I gotta practice. I seen the homies do that before. In Oakland, you heard a
yeah,
real serious brand. I seen them practice before. You heard? Practice
yeah,
makes perfect. So that's a deep thing. But it's some geniuses
yeah,
like homie and them. Everybody I know that professionally rap, when they pass them the mic and they get in front of the people, they don't play no games, bro. You heard?
yeah. That's their
That
bread.
shit is not a game, bro.
It,
They
it's
they use it. Yeah,
it's a different dimension. You know what I'm saying? Connecting with
yeah,
people, and I'm saying that that's somewhere that we have to go as artists. The performing arts is mandatory, and yeah, you know, can't wait to see you. Can't wait to share this new content, and
yeah,
especially for you to see this new space. It's amazing.
yeah. I already know.
I
You're a
mean,
legend. You're a legend. For real.
and we
For
got to do
real.
together too. We got to do a sermon, the Pope and the Rabbi.
I ain't no rabbinic figure. See, I done got some new skeeter. Some my skeeter different. You heard? Like, no, I ain't with it. I'm with some other shit. I'm on my Sumerian Akkadian vibes. You
Hey,
heard?
that's
And back to
priesthood.
I'm trying to get back to my Oba. I want to get to my Oba, and then I want to go watch when I get a bankroll because I'm a little slow. I'm smart with some shit, but like I gotta turn into a Cosmo physician. You heard?
Yeah,
Just because I know Ron Cool don't mean I know the shit that he know. You heard? So
yeah,
I'm like this. I could People could be like this. Oh, he know Ron Cool, and then they be like, oh, he knows something. I'm like, no, I don't know what he know. I want to learn what he know. You
that part.
heard?
Yeah,
So I could be like proficient in
right.
the true full
Healer.
thing. You gotta have Valentine. You gotta have Bobby. You gotta have Oba, and you gotta have motherfucking Ron Cool. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
That's and you gotta be knowledgeable of Delbert. You heard? You have You have had to go through the school of Azazel for aesthetic retail for consciousness. The best covers in the consciousness community come from where the juice bar was at, past Fifth, when you go on the Fifth Avenue. You heard?
Facts.
That Azazel, Azariah, I still got Azariah written material, bro. You heard? I have that. You heard? I got Natural Tahuti DVDs in here, boy. You heard? I know where we at.
So they got Hootie DVDs. Okay.
I know where we at. I promise you. I know where we at. We in the precipice of something significant that back in the day when we was doing this, nobody was paying attention to this, bro. You heard?
Nobody.
Niggas was looking at us like we lost our mind. You heard? They only explanation for us was like, oh, son of them is on the Illuminati shit. You heard?
Yeah, they like, Illuminati got son of them and shit. They over there doing that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, son on the Illuminati.
I can't explain
or
that
then
shit.
they or they try to be like this. Oh nah, some of them is they went back to Africa. They on some extra stuff. They better than us. They different. You heard? Not knowing how close we was to doing the real work, which is actually giving context. You heard?
Right.
Giving contextualization for the fact that it's all right to be sharp and to also be black. You don't have to be black and stupid just to get a conversation with pilgrims or try to get on. You know, you can actually demonstrate some level of integrity in the form of your colloquialisms. You know, and it's up to you to match your behavior with the shit that you talk about. We're not trying to be smart to go to the bar to sound mad smart around a bunch of derelicts so that at the end of the night we think we about to bust a play. You heard? You know where we know where everybody's lying at. You heard? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like this. People be scared. Every day the universe tests you. You walk past the bag that you asked for every day. You heard? Some of us don't have colloquialisms or know how to speak or communicate. You heard? If you don't know how to communicate or speak, it say a closed mouth don't get fed, bro.
Ain't that the truth?
You know, we received that tradition. We ain't have to go get that. Ain't in the Bible, son. That's in the Bible, but it's not in the Bible. You know what I mean? You
it's
know
a
that.
it's a notch on the Bible belt, but it's not in the Bible.
Come on, bro. For real. So the universe listens though. But you know what it listens to? It listens to feelings, not to words. It's the feelings that you back to the word. That's what faith is. I mean, operational use of symbolism. Know what I mean? For real. Whoever caught your attention just now, tell them my Cash App. Tell them to let me hold something for the hoes get them. Yeah.
That's me for money for gas.
Yeah, that nigga's
bike,
crazy.
so they ain't
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying to give me the socket.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
bro.
That socketry. That socketry. For real. The Marvel Comics got the Book of the Dead. You know that? I got both of them shits like this too. I just want to show my comic books. That's why I'm conscious. I just want to show niggas my comic books and show them
We could
why
do a
I'm
day.
smart.
Yeah, where we could go to the whole comic book
I'm
review.
smart because I got fucking imagination, bro.
Nation.
Yo, we gonna close on this. Let's see how fast they is, right? And see if they would do this. There is an alien civilization that needs an Ashanti stool from this planet. You heard? And they can't let the pilgrims know that they here because inside of this particular Ashanti stool is a uh 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 uh, what they call it, adamantium. You heard? It's something that's not on the periodic table.
Mm.
It's another element that exists in another part of the galaxy. And that in the past, it was sent here, you heard? And it was used to establish that first stool to create the first king. You heard? And they want that stool. And now they're trying to define where the stool is at. And then they're fake ones, and then the real stool is somewhere in the catacombs in Rome. You heard? And now the aliens got to figure out how to get that through cultural iconography and trying to wake up Negroes to go become like spy level Mission Impossible niggas. Why don't we got a black Tom Cruise that's willing to go to the catacombs of the Vatican to go get an original book written by a time traveling Moor? You
More.
heard? The
Yeah.
darkest Moor ever. You heard?
Yeah.
That was there, who he 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 oversaw the writing of the most important book in Arabic language. You heard? He was there as the final editor. You heard? Because he
Right.
used it as a jump point for him to use prayer and the time that it occurs, and he used Asar prayer, going back to an Egyptian jump point from a pyramidal structure, and knowing that the pyramids is all connected to rooftops and steeples of all the greatest churches on the planet. So he can go anywhere he wants, jumping off and through the vehicle and dovetailing off of religion. You heard? The whole time the people are the Wi-Fi. Everywhere that you find people doing religious stuff is Wi-Fi. yo, yo, yo. And then you go there like this. You see that movie? Everything, Everywhere, All the Time? With the
Yeah. Seen
Everything
it.
Bagel? Everything
Yeah.
Bagel? Yo, son. Yo, that shit is crazy, son. You heard? That shit is crazy. That's Kabbalah. What do you think the Everything Bagel is? It's the Sephiroth Kether. You heard? It's the
Crown.
Rashid Hagilgolem, the beginning of swirlings. I said this in my first lecture ever. It's the beginning of swirlings. And everybody wanted to go up the tree, but some people that want to live want to go down the tree. You heard? They want to live in the kingdom with knowledge of what's above, but some people that want to check out, they want to go up the tree. You heard? When you get older, anybody that have elders know this. When your elder want to pass, or your figure passes, they stop eating. You heard? That's going up the tree. You feel me?
Mm.
So to people who fasting, you participating in trajectory up in the linear ascent. You heard? Up the tree. Fasting make you go up. But then Islamically, they say you not supposed to fast, that you can only fast 10 more days after Ramadan. Because if you keep going, because Ramadan feel good, you heard? If you keep going, now you going against Allah. Allah wants you to eat with a regular feeding pattern, you heard?
Mm.
So he give you only an extra 10 days to make it almost like Jesus 40. So we master teachers. This is the shit that we have been developed by the cosmos to produce. It's the
Right.
ability to understand fours. You heard? Fours.
Fours.
And I dare you to live without a thumb. The thumb teach you about four.
Mm.
You can't do everything. You can't do a lot of shit without. If they take your thumb away, the four fingers show you something about numbers. You heard? You need 5 things to do certain things. You heard? But then the quintessence, what is the quintessential function of 4? Is to create a quint. How you say 5? You heard? Quint. Quint. You heard? So quintessence means
Your voice, shit went out.
yeah. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me
All
save
right.
this shit so I can happen to it, man.
Yeah, this is a good one. For real.
Yeah. You heard? I appreciate you, Lord. Family, make sure that you tap in, that you're there for the master class in LA. I'm sure
For
we'll do a
real.
follow-up recording.
And the
All right.
socketry. Look, let me put
Of
my
course.
cash app in there if they got something from this. RASHID Art. That's the cash app. That's a fact. For real. If you got some, if you need some socketry to do what you doing, sock it, and then the universe gonna sock it back to you. You heard?
That
You know
part.
that's really the narrative of the active universe is through the 10%, which is the tides. Only 10% of the infinite expanse is actually material. You heard? So
Uh-huh.
the way to control the material world is to give 10%. So if somebody that's listening is a billionaire, you should be able to give me in blue and red 10% of that. You heard? But if you give me 10% of what your value is, then it shows me that I gotta speak higher to a higher octave. I might have to go to a higher valence. You know what I mean? And I'm teaching you how to manipulate the active realm. Manipulate the active realm is to give. So I learned this from Oba. I'm only to give to elders with gray hair. You heard? And that's a jump point for me. You heard? If the gray haired one asks me for money, I have to give it to him, okay? You
Yeah.
heard? And this
Yeah.
has happened to me mad times. You heard? And every time that I acknowledge it,
See?